Young Giving is a for-profit initiative of Young Living Essential Oils that purposefully tackles the growing crisis of childhood malnutrition.
Hang on. Young Giving is a for-profit initiative of Young Living to tackle the growing crisis of childhood malnutrition. For-profit? What's up, Waymakers? It's me, Bobby Suda.
Am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?
I'm sick. Yeah, I'm not having a fun day today. Very congested, just all around poopy feeling, but you know what? I'm a real boss, babe, and we're gonna work today. So let's continue on our journey of the Young Living New Year's kickoff. I don't know how much of this we're gonna be able to get through today because I don't feel good, but yeah, there's still a lot of really interesting stuff to go through here. So before I do that though, I want to do a small business shout out. Yay! It's been a while since I did this, but one of you guys sent me stuff to my P.O. box, including this shirt. It says sweatshirt. What does it say? With all disrespect, fuck your pyramid scheme, Karen. I love it. It's great. This is by a shop called Pansy and Peach. Their website is shoppansyandpeach.com. They have an Instagram shop_Pansy and Peach, and she wrote me this little card. She said, Savannah, thank you so much for letting me send you a little care package. I hope you love everything that I included. Thank you so much for making your content and supporting a small woman and queer-owned biz like myself. Love, Megan. Also, use or share the code Savannah20 for 20% off. And that's with Pansy and Peach. She also sent me this little glass cup, which is so cute. It's got a glass straw. I think this is adorable. She's got a lot of different designs. She's got a lot of different sweatshirts and t-shirts and stuff. I think she makes like keychains and vinyl stickers and stuff too. So if any of this speaks to you and you want to support a small business owned by a queer woman, which obviously deserves all the support in the world, go to shoppansyandpeach.com or visit her Instagram, TikTok. She's got an email. I'll put all of this in the description below and you can go shop with her. I love this sweatshirt. I think this small business is really cute and I love it. So thank you again, Megan / Pansy and Peach, for sending me stuff to my P.O. box. That was very nice of you and I love it. Anyway, we're gonna do some makeup, and again, just as a disclaimer, just like the last two parts here, I have sped this up and I'm cutting out probably a lot of it just because this video I have is 3 hours and 15 minutes long. So obviously we're not going to get through all of that today, and I'm not going to make you sit through all of it. I'm just going to be showing you, I guess, the important parts, and I'll probably be cutting a lot of it out, but the context is still there. So alright, so you don't have to listen to my nasty sicky voice talk anymore. Here we go.
But you know the best thing? But nothing. The best thing is we are still here together, and
Why is he laughing?
and I'll do it over and over and over again with you all, because when we are together, we love our hugs and our oils, and we're gonna win.
Is this presentation just
Thank you, Jeff.
all laughing? What's so funny? I don't get it.
Okay, so the next person I'm going to bring up, her name is Michelle Shane, and I'm sure you have personally emailed her, and the best of her is like anytime an email comes, she takes it to the heart and she go fix it and she makes sure that doesn't repeat again. She is the reason I sleep at night, and I know she's going to talk about, oh, thank you, Mark. She's going to talk about the little things. Jeff asked me to talk about it, and I said, Jeff, I don't think we are ready, because we often promise and under-deliver, and I want to swap the story. I want to deliver.
I mean, he admitted it, right? We often promise you guys things and then under-deliver. That's one of our character flaws, is that we keep promising stuff to you guys and then we just like never get it to you. Yeah, we know. We keep calling you out on it all the time.
Change is a team sport, and we like to be exactly where we are in supply chain, which is behind the scenes. And I can confidently tell you, and I know you've heard a lot about it here earlier today, that there is collaboration and interaction within our teams every single day. The current executive team, the company leaders, everything you've been hearing about what we're trying to do to make this company better, that's real. It's not a marketing tagline. It's not something we're doing to try to make you feel good about the next year. It's real. It's happening every single day. And that's something that's really important to me. And I can say that because I'm standing there behind the scenes watching all of that happen.
Well, yeah, and it better be a priority to you, because otherwise, if you guys don't get your shit together, Young Living's gonna be shut down and none of you all are gonna have a job, so no shit.
2023 has a well-developed business strategy, which is fantastic. Ben has probably talked to you about that. Our executive team is united. We're very structured, and 2023 is going to be a great year. I often use Mark Twain quotes. So I want to tell you, this is a famous quote from Mark Twain. The rumors of Young Living's death are highly exaggerated. Highly exaggerated.
Maybe my brain's just not working, but did she just say that was a Mark Twain quote? Because I don't think he said that. Also, I mean, she's definitely working hard to be like, oh yeah, everyone's saying that Young Living's going down. We're not! It's not a big deal, don't worry! The haters are just being haters, they're lying, and I would know! Okay, well, you guys are doing a very big revamp of your business this year, so if I had to guess, I would say that the rumors were correct, and now you're struggling to make sure that Young Living doesn't shut down. And now you're working really hard to make sure you keep your job and to make sure that the rumors don't come true. That's what I'm hearing.
We are united, we're strong, and we're ready to get on with the business of doing our business in 2023. First, in 2023, fresh off our press, our new shipping boxes. I think we have a picture. Oh, there's my picture. We don't need my picture. So some things you may be interested in knowing is that we're offering more sizes. So there's about 8 sizes of boxes that we have now. The reason why that's important to you is because you will no longer hopefully get boxes that just have one item in them. I've also got some cool videos, and whoever it is that's here may have made this video for me, and I appreciate you. But in the video, their daughter is replicating an unboxing experience. She's very young. She's replicating and she's pulling out Phil and she's telling us all about it. And she pulls out a lip balm. Or I think it was a lip balm or a vitality drop. I don't know which one. And she says, this is a little bit ridiculous. So it was a very cool video. I was glad to get it. We appreciate your feedback and we're working on that. So 8 different box sizes. We hope to resolve that, which is less fill.
So let me get this straight. Up until now, they had like just a couple different shipping containers, even though their products are tiny. Most of them are anyway, unless you buy like a diffuser or something. But in general, like a bottle of essential oils is small, and they're just putting like one in a giant box. And it took them, how long has Young Living been a thing? Almost 30 years. It took them 30 years to figure out that maybe they should get different size boxes, you know, for sustainability reasons. Because if they are putting on the facade of caring about nature and the planet, it doesn't make sense that they would be wasting so much material. And now suddenly they're like, you know what, we should change that. Like, all right, I mean, better late than never, I guess.
So we've added Buffalo facility in New York. And as I was watching the news over the holiday season, and Buffalo had the once-in-a-lifetime storm that just blew in, I thought, did we do this to them?
Yes.
Did we cause them some bad luck?
Yes. Oh, yes.
I certainly hope not. So before I go, one more thing. Prasad mentioned it. We talked a little bit about transparency. I don't really adore the word transparency because transparency implies that there was secrecy before there was transparency. There's no secrecy. For Young Living, we've done the right thing. We have nothing to hide. Our supply chain, our legal, our regulatory, our product development, the farms, I could go on, have always been focused on doing the right thing, following the rules, following the regulations. And so we're not hiding anything about what we do.
Okay, because you can't now, but before you were, because you had seed to seal to protect. You had to make sure that people were buying into the idea that Young Living made all their oils and they had their hands all over the process from seed to seal. That's what that was. And while you never like outright said all that, a lot of other people were outright saying that, and then you never corrected them. So you let the rumor just go around without correcting it. It was misinformation that made you guys sound really good. But the moment it gets called out, you're like, well, we never actually said all that. It's like, yeah, but you need to correct people when they're lying about your company, or at least like misinformed and spreading that misinformation. She's like, we have never had anything to hide. Really? I mean, we know that there have been instances where their oils have been cut with synthetics. We know that they violated the Lacey Act a few years back because they were importing an endangered species of plant to make their fucking essential oils. How many times have they done that? How many times have they been guilty of something similar to that and they didn't get caught for it? I don't know, man. But they're gonna uphold this facade that, oh no, we've been honest about everything all the time from day one. It's like, no, you literally have not.
But we do recognize there are some people who would appreciate it if we had more than just our word for it, right?
Yeah.
So Prasad's asked for, and we are implementing a project that will provide transparency. If I can figure out another word, I will figure that out. Or availability of the data that allows anyone to view what we do and how we do it. It'll be a self-serve type of approach as well. And he has asked us to have that project completed by the end of this quarter. And so we're going to work on that, more to come on that activity.
One of the best stories I've heard from Joe is he was first hired as the director of IT by Gary Young, obviously. And one day Gary had a problem with his laptop. So guess who calls? Joe. He walks into Gary's office and he shakes Gary's hand and says, "I'm Joe Walker. I'm the director of IT." And this is what Gary had said. "Great. I'm Gary Young. I'm a farmer."
Surprised he didn't say, "Great, I'm Gary Young. I'm a doctor."
Okay, so the next speaker we have is someone Ben talked to you about. It's about feeding the hungry kids and anyone that go to sleep without eating. And when Kobe came to us with this project, I was mind blown, Ben was mind blown, and obviously Mary was mind blown. And she loves the idea behind it. And here's the best part about it. You can feed the hungry kids around the world and also make it part of your business. So please welcome my good friend, Kobe Oles.
It's good to be with you. I'm going to try to balance a bunch of emotions. There's nothing about hungry kids that doesn't touch my heart. And yet I'm going to stand valiantly and carry that clarion call as well. So behind the Youngs are these incredible distillation units that are specialized for the express purpose of ylang-ylang distillation that were created and manufactured on site at the farm that Young Living owns. Like, you can't fake that either. So that's beautiful. So there's the distillers. The dreamer part of it was this ylang-ylang forest that now exists in Ecuador used to be just jungle. And we had a founder and a founder's family that gave up 8 years of their life so that we have the world's largest ylang-ylang forest in the world. Again, just dreamers and farmers. And then we have our lavender. And I just think there's so many stories about our lavender that we've still not told. And that's what I'm excited about today, is to talk a little bit about a biological partnership with lavender.
Okay, but there are import records that show that Young Living has imported some of their lavender oil. Yeah, sure, you have farms that you own that grow lavender. Okay, we get it. We know you do that. But then why are you importing so much of it? I think it was like 17 pallets of it or something like that. Like, that's a lot. Like, you can't say that all of the lavender oil you use and you sell comes from your farms. Like, we just know that it doesn't.
What I love is that lavender is our #1 single in the world. It is the flagship of who we are. It is what we do. And our lavender is different than anyone else's in the world.
The last lady was like, "We have nothing to hide. Transparency? What? We've always been transparent." And then the next guy gets up and he's like, "Oh yeah, our lavender is different than anyone else's." No, it's not.
Conflict, COVID, and climate change are growing the inequalities of the underserved for global food insecurity in ways we could never have imagined. Ben alluded to this. 1 in 10 people worldwide are suffering from hunger. 1 in 3 lack regular access to food. This is a quote from the world David Beasley. "Acute hunger is soaring to unprecedented levels, and the global situation just keeps on getting worse. Conflict, the climate crisis, and COVID-19 have created a perfect storm. And now we've got the war in Ukraine piling catastrophe on top of catastrophe." Priority number one, the highest ranked solution, meaning that it yields the most benefit for the least amount of cost, is to spend $3 billion over 4 years on a bundle of micronutrient and medicines to reduce undernutrition and improve education in preschool-aged children. You can't beat that. That's not what Young Living's not saying that. Like, the #1 bang for buck solution from an economic standpoint as far as social development in the world today. This is the unanimous #1 priority. Bundled micronutrient solutions for children under the age of 5. Why? Because these children will lead healthier and more productive lives as adults. A virtuous cycle of dramatic development. Each dollar spent addressing chronic undernutrition has a $30 payoff in economic terms. Ultimately, when all the benefits are translated into economic terms, every dollar spent on malnutrition will likely do $63 worth of global good. The challenge is this has been crescendoing for 20 years. This, like, the UN, we're going to eradicate hunger. We're going to eradicate hunger. And they did the millennium, the development goals for 2015. The development goals in 2015, number one was eradicate hunger. And yet here we are heading into 2023, and we've taken such a big step backwards that you would have to wonder, how does anybody fly that flag proudly? Like, all this talk and no do.
Okay, there's a lot here. I'm probably gonna cut most of this out, but just know, like, the past several minutes he's been kind of talking about, like, economically being able to end world hunger, basically. Part of this presentation, he says that people are getting hungrier, I guess, because of climate change. And I'm like, I guarantee that more than half of the people that are listening to this, or more than half of the people in Young Living even, probably don't even believe in climate change. So it's really interesting that this guy is just up here just like, yeah, climate change is making it harder for people to get food. It's like, yeah, we've been saying that, but like, there's a certain group of people who don't believe that there's a climate crisis going on, but I digress. I just think this is really interesting simply because what he's going to get at here is that, like, he's making it sound like, well, Young Living is going to do its part to end world hunger, and how are we gonna do that? By giving children einkorn. Now listen, as we discussed in the last video, einkorn, I think it's like a 2-pound bag of the einkorn flour is like $10 or something like that. And it's like, I get that you're telling me that einkorn has like more protein or like better micronutrients or whatever the fuck. Like, I haven't looked into that, so I don't know how true that is, but it probably, sure, I'll give it to him. Let's just assume that it is a significantly more nutritious grain than, I guess, your standard like wheat and barley and farro and stuff. But I'm like, this is such an expensive solution to world hunger. Like, if you're starving, I'm pretty sure at a certain point you don't really care how nutritious, like, if you're comparing wheat to einkorn, like, wheat is obviously gonna be way cheaper. Whatever the difference is there, I doubt that the starving person cares. The more nutrition, the better, I guess, but when you're starving, it's like, I don't need einkorn, dude. And I just have to ask myself, like, what is the point, really? The amount of money that they would be spending to end world hunger with einkorn is going to be so much more than ending world hunger with, like, just like basic ass food, dude. I don't know. I don't want to diminish anyone's effort of feeding hungry children, but like, this just seems like virtue signaling, I guess, in a way. It's just like, look at, we're not only going to end world hunger, but we're going to end world hunger by giving them the best grain on the planet. It's like, I don't think they care about that. Like, just feed them with the money that you could be spending. You could be probably feeding more people, but instead you're like, we just want to make sure they all get einkorn. This isn't exact numbers, but just for example, this is how I'm thinking. For the same price you could feed 100 people with einkorn, maybe you could feed 1,000 people with wheat. You know what I mean? I think you could feed more people with the same amount of money if you just like donated basic food to them. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but to me it just seems kind of icky. I don't like it. And is your mission to get these people to feel like they need Young Living now? To feel like the only way to get proper nutrition is gonna be through Young Living? Like, cause that's sketchy. That's fucked up. I don't know. There's just things about this I don't like.
The power of one purpose. Young Giving.
Oh my
is a
God.
for-profit initiative of Young Living essential oils that purposefully tackles the growing crisis of childhood malnutrition.
Hang on. Let me read this. Young Giving, which is funny wordplay, is a for-profit initiative of Young Living to tackle the growing crisis of childhood malnutrition. For profit? I mean, at least they're not hiding that, but like, really? When it comes to feeding hungry children, should you be profiting? That doesn't seem very ethical. I just imagine like a board meeting of people, all these fucking millionaire bigwigs just sitting around a table and just being like, okay guys, we gotta find a way to virtue signal so hard that people feel like we're doing a really good job by changing the world, but we also need to figure out a way to do that while we're still profiting. Literally profiting off of childhood malnutrition? Like, what? Maybe I'm just like misinterpreting this, but I feel like this is really gross. And does anyone else think it's kind of like ironic that they're calling this the power of one purpose? But I see at least two. One purpose is tackling childhood malnutrition, but the second purpose is profit.
So Young Giving is a for-profit initiative of Young Living essential oils. Why is that important? Because we have a nonprofit part of our business that's called the D. Gary Young Foundation. And the D. Gary Young Foundation has the Academy, and that requires donations. Our for-profit side of this is Young Living that now has an initiative called Young Giving and the product's called eyelash. So the power of one life. Our goal is to unlock the potential of each child through the monthly donation of nutritionally balanced meals.
So this part, I'm just gonna skip through this. They show a video that's basically just like a sad story of children who are hungry in Central America, I think. And the audio is like really bad, so I'm just telling you right now what it was. Basically, they're just all sad and they have a janky house and not enough money for food. Very sad, legitimately sad. And then it ends with Convoy of Hope, which the video is gonna talk about in just a few minutes here. But I guess Convoy of Hope is some charity that works with other companies, not just Young Living, to help feed the hungry. So you didn't miss much. It's just a very sad video. Okay, holy shit. All right, listen. Is that sad? Yeah. Really fucking sad. I don't like the idea of any child starving. I don't like the idea of any child going to bed hungry ever. Like, I don't like that shit. And I'm glad that they have Hi Pop-Tart. I'm glad that they have a program that is helping them get food. That's great. Love that. But why still does this have to be for profit? He was comparing it to the D. Gary Young Foundation or whatever, which is their charity or whatever. I still fail to see how a charitable cause like this needs to be for profit. Like, profit is the main thing there. All the donations in the D. Gary Young Foundation go towards their charitable causes, but like, if it's for profit, that means people are like making money off of it. They're not using all of the money raised for good. They're using it to profit. Right? Am I misunderstanding this? Because, I don't know. Here, let's press play, see if he goes into it more.
Because Young Giving is a for-profit initiative, we need to have a charitable partner that can handle and take care of the distribution of our goodness. Convoy of Hope is that group. So the power of one meal. Einlife is a specially formulated meal mixed with lentils, rice, einkorn, or maize, and combined with a healthy balance of vitamins and minerals. Einlife fills the belly and feeds the body with both critical calories and essential nutrients, one meal at a time. Some example pricing, and this is where this will get a little bit mind-boggling, I hope. So an example pricing would be 20 meals for $29 with an OGV of $30.
20 meals for $30. This gets added to their group volume. So OGV is overall group volume. Holy shit, this is wild. So yeah, these people are literally profiting off of donating food. Like, that's literally what this is here. So they convince everyone on their team. Okay, let's just say I'm the upline and I have a downline of 100 people. And I say, hey everybody, if everyone buys one of these $29 meal kit things, we'll be able to feed people 2,000 meals. That's great. But you know what that also does? That doesn't help the downline at all, but it sure helps me as an upline. You know why? Because I get bonuses and promotions, rank promotions, based on my OGV, my overall group volume. And if I can convince all 100 people in my downline to make this charitable donation, if I can convince 100 people to do that, that adds $3,000 to my overall group volume. And guess what? That's going to mean that my bonus is higher. It's going to make it a potential for me to be able to rank up, which can open up even more bonuses. Like, why? So obviously there's an incentive there, so they probably will have more donations, have more purchases, or whatever you want to call this. Because the uplines are definitely going to be pushing for this, because they're going to make more money. What? I'm like kind of speechless right now. Meals are purchased and then donated. No meals are shipped or delivered to you. Right. So like, you pay for the meals, your upline gets a boost in their bonus, and you also get a $1 donation to the D. Gary Young Foundation. Ooh, this is wild.
The smartest people in the world have been claiming that hunger is the biggest problem in the world for 20 years, and all we do is step backwards. So why not add the economic incentive, your economic incentive, to sell the meals?
But here's the other thing. Hey, Young Living, why not just donate those meals anyway? Why do you need to convince your sales force to be the ones raising this money for you? Like, I get that it's an incentive, but I'm like, why?
Jeff and Andrew will release the official pricing, but $29 for 20 meals with $30 OGV, that's more than 100%. And that includes a $1 donation to the D. Gary Young Foundation. Again, this is a for-profit initiative. This has nothing to do with the foundation. Meals are purchased and then donated. There is absolutely no way for us to ship the meals to you because they're not for you. They're for the children. In summary, delivering hope in 3 steps. So how does all this happen? And this is where it gets to be really fun. In collaboration with Convoy of Hope, our internal team of nutritionists and food science and their food science program administrators collaborate to pull together the best formulation for the region in which we serve. It's not a one size fits all. In Central America, where we'll go first, the children are predominantly eating rice and beans, not grain. When we go to Africa, it's more grain, less rice and beans. And a hungry children, despite their hunger, will only eat what tastes palatable. So the last thing we can do is send a grain heavy product that doesn't feel like it's part of what they've been grown up and they're familiar with. So when I said that it was a mixture of lentils, rice, beans, and einkorn, that will be a variable based upon what we're able to achieve so that the children eat it. What won't be a variable is the nutritional scientific value of how we develop them as children so they can grow up with full potential. So EyeLife will meet the local nutritional needs. That's a big part of what makes this successful. And we're doing it in collaboration with those administering the food programs on the ground. Another big piece of what will make this successful. Number two, we need you. We need you. This is your story now. February 1st. So what ends up happening is you all are paid a full commission, and then you donate the meals at the checkout. We aggregate those meals at the end of every month. Convoy of Hope comes and picks up what I hope to be containers full of meals that then can be deployed to the world to feed the children.
Okay, so Convoy of Hope isn't Young Living. They're just like partnering with them. Convoy of Hope has like corporate partners, corporate donors or whatever. I wonder if the other corporations that partner with Convoy of Hope are also doing this for profit in their organizations. It's so frustrating. It's frustrating that in this fucking country, that in order to get someone to give a shit about another person and their life-sustaining needs is to offer a monetary incentive. Why not just be a fucking good person, dude?
Today has been the best day of my 28 years as a professional. And I just want to thank Mary and Ben and Prasad for an opportunity to lean into something that I can go be the best at. And I just thank you all for the opportunity to present, and let's go change the world.
Yeah, give him that standing ovation. You're giving us more money! Thank you! We're gonna definitely stick it to our downlines, yeah! Thank you for giving us an opportunity to further exploit our downlines. Thank you, Young Living, thank you so much! That's all I'm hearing with all this.
I'm gonna pull a Mary now, sit down.
So it's been fun watching Colby over the last, how many days? 150 days. He's been extremely excited for this moment. So thank you, Colby. Before we let you go off the stage, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Speak to Einkorn and Einkorn's involvement in EyeLife.
So yeah, so when we spoke to our Convoy of Hope partners about einkorn, I'll be honest with you, they weren't as excited as we were because they don't understand the nutritional value. They don't understand the amino acids. They don't understand the protein. They don't understand how einkorn stacks up against grains that have been hybridized and all the challenges with GMO and all that.
Is it really that hard to understand like basic nutrition like that? Like if it's such an obvious thing, if einkorn is just like so much more nutritionally dense than any other grain, would you really have to convince them of it? I think they'd understand. He's like, they just don't understand how good einkorn is for you. And it's like, why not? Is there data to prove this stuff? Or are you just telling them all this stuff and being like, just trust us, okay? It already seems like their partners in this are just kind of like, but does it have to be einkorn? Einkorn's expensive. You know, we're trying to like end world hunger here, guys.
We also know that not all of the pallets around the regional, like when we go to Philippines, it's going to be different than when we go to the Central America. It's going to be different than when we go to Africa. It also means that most of our einkorn is all produced in Provence, and we have the ability to produce more here at Skyrider. So we're going to need some time to lean into our einkorn being the hero of this story. What's great about Young Living, and I just appreciate the mojo of the Young family, is let's not wait for 3 years until we can perfect the einkorn participation in EyeLife. Let's actually get started now because the world's taking too many steps backwards, and let's get started now. So we'll start on February 1st. We're going to go to Central America first. EyeLife, once Mark Bartlett and team help the world understand the supremacy of that grain, it will be a big part of where we're at. Are we going to be able to get there first? No, because we need to just make sure that the children are getting the meals. So that's the role of einkorn. But I have a responsibility to introduce you, and I have a story.
I'm good.
No, I got a story. So what many of you don't.
No, shut up. Let me tell my story.
There were two
What
moments.
story?
Yeah, I got a story. It doesn't include video or pictures. That's what Prasad does.
It's not Platinum Retreat.
Nope.
That story that this guy was just making a big deal about telling, I'm cutting it out. It was really stupid. Like, it was really dumb. It had nothing to do with anything. Something about cars and Gary Young's office. I don't know. I'm cutting it out. Just letting you know. But now, Jeff, he's about to tell a story too. So if you don't hear Jeff telling a story following this cut here, it's because I cut it out because it was also stupid. Okay, that wasn't a story.
I've actually been sitting here today, just sitting there
It was just
feeling
stupid.
grateful. We get to interact with some great people. And I actually have more confidence from sitting through everyone's presentations. Like, we're going in the right direction. And I said it last night, the right people are coming together at the right time. It just feels right. And I'm really excited about the future. Okay, my segment is so good. We get to launch something.
Are you going to bring
It's a new
sexy back?
incentive. It's a new tool. And I can't wait for you
This
guys
is
to hear
that
about
guy.
it. We know that we're a business of science, innovation, seed to sale. That story's gonna be stronger. We're doing more. You can go take your teams to the farm. We have so many good things coming. I hope you're excited. I feel like today's been so good. All right, so there's been this phrase that's been going through my mind a lot, and that phrase is experiences create belief. When you go to convention, how many of you guys know how to find Mary Young? How do you do that? Find the crowds. I'm amazed with how much time she spends. She doesn't want to turn anybody away. And she'll stand there all day and give people those moments, those experiences where they can interact with her. We went to Mary's house this week, and there was a group of us, and Mary asked the question. She said, "Why do you love Young Living?" And for 2 hours, everyone went around the room and we shared experiences. We didn't talk about titles. We didn't talk about our education. We didn't talk about the money we were making, and they treated us really good. But what we did talk about is we talked about experiences. We talked about snowmobiling and running into trees. We talked about getting ready for a fire walk and putting ice in our shoes so we didn't burn our feet. We talked about sneaking out at night, and stuffing our beds so we could sneak out and go home. No, we talked about hunting and the moments and those experiences. I'm here today because of those experiences. We are all here today because of those experiences. And I'm going to be honest, because of the experience today, I have a stronger belief in Young Living and where we're going. Experiences create belief. Belief creates confidence. Confidence leads to action, and action leads to more oils in homes. That's why creating belief and creating those experiences are so important. And you guys do this every single day. When somebody comes up to you and says, "I have this problem," you say, "I got you. Try this." And you let the products do the work for you.
But
When
they don't,
somebody
though.
joins your team and they buy the products, you sit with them, you educate them so they know how these products help them, and they have these experiences. When somebody says, "I want to grow this business," you sit there and you challenge them to do something uncomfortable, and they grow. It's those experiences. That's what's growing this business. My hope is right now, as you're planning your year, that you're not thinking about rank, that you're not thinking about how many new people I can sell to. I know you're not. But I really hope you're sitting there saying, how can I create more experience? How can I create those experiences for my new customers, for my new leaders? Okay, I have to talk about our opportunity. You're all here because we have the best opportunity in the industry. And my challenge is, please think about creating those experiences with our opportunity.
But every MLM
I feel
says
like we've
that,
been
though.
Shy. I don't feel like we're being bold and sharing our opportunity. And we need to be bold because what we have is amazing. We are all here, not only because of our products, but because of our opportunity. Okay, let's have some fun. So what we're doing right now is we are launching something super dope. I hope you're excited about it.
Super dope.
It's a new tool. It's a new incentive. And it's a new opportunity to create an experience. Here's a short little video to give you a preview. And before I do this, you're going to have, I have 7 stories to tell, and then we'll get to the video.
7.
I need to properly introduce our next speaker that will come up after this video, and it's Cheryl. Cheryl is our director of U.S. Latino sales, and she's absolutely amazing.
Okay, was that fun or what? Ha! All right, I am so excited today to let you guys know that we are all gonna have the opportunity to have the trip of a lifetime thanks to this amazing incentive, Kona Challenge. Are you excited? Man, it's been a minute since we've traveled, huh? It's been a minute. But let me tell you, this is going to be an incentive for the whole North America region. So if you have members in the US, if you have members in Canada, we're all going to be able to participate. And this is really going to drive your business. Whew, that was fun. Dancing gets me really tired. I'm Latina, so I like to dance. You guys know that. All right, so when is this beautiful trip going to take place? It's going to be in October between the 21st and the 26th. And we're going to have the opportunity to be going to Hilton Waikoloa Village Resort. And I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. It's going to be special. We have the best events team. And I know that they're going to prepare a lot of amazing things for everybody. But it's not just the trip. So let's learn about how to qualify and all the details, right? First of all, this started January 1st. Surprise!
I know she hasn't even really gotten into this, and we'll talk about this because I've been sent a few things about this Kona challenge. I'll go through all that in a second because I didn't really know what it was, and now I'm seeing this and I'm like, oh, okay, so this is where it came from. Real quick, they're all like, we're going to Kona, which is in Hawaii, which is in the United States, and we have someone who seems to be Canadian in the chat. And again, I'm leaving the chat up on the screen. It's kind of hard to read because the quality of this specific video is not super high, but the quality is not bad enough for me to see what this person who is not in the US says. They said, no, not the US. The US is still closed to the unjabbed. And I'm assuming she's Canadian because someone lower down, for some reason the chat keeps going like up and down, but someone was just like, we're praying for all of you guys. It's like, just get the fucking shot, bro. Especially Hawaii. Like, Hawaii is very big about imports and exports, and they're a rabies-free state, so even if you're a US citizen moving to Hawaii, your dog has to, or pet, I guess, has to be in quarantine for like 30 days before you're allowed to like have your pet back. They want to make sure that rabies never makes its way onto the island, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, I know COVID obviously has been in Hawaii, but I'm sure that they've kind of got a little bit of a grasp on it, and they don't want your fucking unvaccinated ass on their island, or islands. Hawaii is many islands, but oh my god, these people. And see, this is what I was saying earlier, where I'm like, I swear these people like don't believe in climate change and stuff, so it's interesting that they're using like these kind of talking points where it's like, I don't even know if these people believe in all this shit, but okay. It's just interesting. This person's like, no, don't give us an incentive trip to the US. That means I can't go. It's like, is this more of a reason for you to perhaps do your civic duty and just get the fucking vaccine? I feel like the time has passed for people to be like, no, people are dying left and right when they get the vaccine. It's like, the vaccine's been out for like 2 years now, right? I'm still alive. I got the Johnson & Johnson, and then I got the Moderna booster, I'm pretty sure. And I was just talking to my husband yesterday, literally like, I need to go get my second booster shot. So like, I'm ready to get another one, baby. Let's fucking go. These people are still afraid of the jab. And it's like, why? Sure, you can watch Newsmax and they're all gonna tell you that like every time people get the shot they die. That's a thing. Like even to this day people are just like, yeah, no, all these people are dying after they get the vaccine. It's like, they're literally not though. Like, where are you getting this information from? It's not true. That it's just fear mongering. It's just wild to me that there are people out there who are still just like, no, you're trying to kill us. It's like, I've been vaccinated for almost 2 years and I'm still alive, probably healthier than ever. Also, I say as like my face is filled with fluid and I am snotty and congested and gross. Listen, it's just that time of year, okay? We'll continue this, but yeah, this is just another incentive trip to go to fucking Hawaii of all places. Like, oh, okay, no, because my husband and I went to Maui for our honeymoon 10 years ago. We desperately want to go back, but our plan was for our 10-year anniversary we were gonna go back. But like right now, Hawaii like doesn't want tourists. Hawaii would rather everyone just stay off of their island for a while. They have like resource issues, and since a lot of their money comes from tourism, a lot of their resources go towards the tourism so that the natives on the island don't get as much. Sometimes they experience power outages and their water isn't drinkable and stuff because all the good stuff is going to keeping the tourism alive. When the tourists aren't there, if there's not as many tourists, then the natives are taken care of better. That and like tourism in general just kind of fucks with the natural wildlife and habitats and stuff out there in Hawaii. So as much as I would love to go back to Hawaii, such an amazing place, and I'm sure I will someday, but like right now at this very moment, I'm like, if I want to go to somewhere tropical, I'll go to like the Bahamas or Jamaica or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna go any of those places because I'm broke as a joke. Out of all the places, like, I think it's fairly well known that Hawaii would prefer not to have a bunch of tourism right now. They're pretty vocal about that. So can you like plan an incentive trip to literally anywhere else so that the non-jabbed can go? I'm just kidding, but fuck, man.
It's time to work. It's time to share. It's time to work on those experiences Jeff was talking about. Now, like I said, US and Canada, the top 1,000 qualifiers will receive exclusive prices and oils. Is that wonderful?
Ooh.
You guys excited? And the top 1 to 300 will have the opportunity to qualify for the grand prize and go to Hawaii. All right, so now I'm sure you want to know, how do I get there? How do I earn points? I love it. All the phones, yes.
Okay, just skimming through this, it's all recruitment. All of these bullet points require recruiting people, so that's shocking! Man, these comments are going crazy. All these unvaccinated people are freaking out, like, but then I can't go! What? It's like, whose fucking fault is that? They're like, yeah, it's horrible. These are horrid border restrictions. It's like, pretty sure we would just prefer that people didn't come to our country and bring a deadly disease with them. Or a virus, I guess, whatever you would call it. It's like, I can't believe people are still freaking out about this in this way. It's so frustrating. Hard to promote something we don't have confidence in being able to actually experience. Wow, Young Living, how dare you plan an incentive trip knowing that most of your customer base won't get the vaccine and won't even be able to go. That's not Young Living's fault. Oh my god, these people, they're so entitled, so fucking entitled, dude. Young Living's like, we could give you a trip to Hawaii, and they're complaining because they don't want to get a fucking vaccine. I'm at a loss for words.
So here we are. You have to work on yourself, but it's not just about you, right? You gotta help the team. And by doing that, you get more and more points. Now, this is my favorite thing about this specific incentive, is the fact that everyone can win. We would love to be able to take all of you to Kona, but that's not really possible. I don't think so. I don't think we have the capacity to do that, but everybody can win something, okay? So we have achievement prizes, and as you work to get to 20 points, you're gonna be able to receive one of our most special blends, highest potential 5 ml, Palo Santo, which I love Palo Santo, 5 ml, Peace and Calming, 15 ml, and an exclusive bamboo oil case so you can save your oils. At 30 points, you're gonna get the same rewards, but now we're also gonna be adding Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood. And how perfect is that? We're going to Hawaii. That's the secret to my beautiful skin, by the way.
Please. Okay, I was just curious because I knew I had this essential oil in my bag. This is a Revive oil, but it's 10 ml. This small, tiny bottle is 10 milliliters. They're like, we're gonna give you all these free oils, 5 milliliter. That's half the size of this. That's hardly anything, dude. Wow, what a great prize.
So anyone can win, okay? So what's
you
your job
recruit?
is making sure that your team is aiming for these prices from the very beginning. Help them get their oils. Everyone can get to the 20 points. Anyone can get to 30 points. Anyone can get to 40 points. Help them get to these oils, okay?
Okay, I'm gonna be cutting this out, but here's the grand prize tier list. Basically, the top 300 people get to have their room, flight, and excursions paid for. That doesn't say food, though, unless food is considered part of your excursions, but they wouldn't be, right? So still, even then, this trip to Kona is still not 100% paid for. But all that aside, 300 people are going to make it to this. The difference between tier 3 and tier 2 is that tier 3 you only get this for one person, tier 2 you get it for 2 people, and then tier 1, the top 25 people get it for 2, and they also get VIP treatment, whatever that counts as. But yeah, I'm gonna be skipping this part for you guys so you don't have to listen to all this bullshit. Let me show you what some of the uplines are posting about this Kona challenge bullshit. They're apparently making a lot of Zoom calls that I've been sent that I didn't watch any of them. So Mombi actually sent me this because she was watching this live on the Young Living USA Facebook page. I guess they had this live. Her sock account said, I'm really gonna push my downline so I can go to Hawaii while they stay home. Because true, right? And then guess who responded to her? The Jacob Young. He said, or help those in your downline so they could go too. And Bobby responded, they can be a bit lazy though. Oh, it's so fucking funny. I think she said she got like kicked off or blocked from the page after this shit. Oh yeah, she included some screenshots of her comments being removed also. Oh damn, I just saw this one too that Mommy sent me. She said the same shit, dude, that I was just saying. Profiting off of starving children, how noble. That's what I said! I mean, not word for word, but right! This person's like, Gary would love this. Ew! I'm always blown away by the generosity of Young Living. They're profiting off of starving children. Holy macaroni. I think I'm gonna end this here. I've been recording for 2 hours and I just got shivers on my whole body. Holy moly, I think I have a fever. Anyway, yeah, now is probably a good time for me to go get some dang rest. But before I do that, just a few shout outs here. Remember, Pansy and Peach, check out their online shop. All that info is linked down below. They're a fellow anti-MLMer with a small business owned by a woman, a queer woman. Go support them. They're awesome. They make awesome shirts and awesome cups. And now I have to thank my patrons and my members. Guys, the list of people I'm about to name off here are my financial supporters. They get access to things like our private Discord server. We have a postcard club, which actually I'm so excited because for Valentine's Day, my postcard club is gonna get one of these little squishies. I don't know if you can tell what's in here, but they're those like squishy little guys, and then like this comes with a little Valentine's card and stuff. So instead of postcards, they're getting a little Valentine note from me and a little squishy. So that's what my postcard club has to look forward to. So if you are on my Patreon by February 1st in the postcard club tier, I will make sure that you get one of those as well. I'm just really excited about it. We get early access to videos, they'll get early access to this video, and sometimes even more than that. So if any of that sounds good to you, you can go to patreon.com/SavannahMarie, or you can click the join button beneath this video to join my YouTube memberships. It's all the same. If you do join YouTube memberships at the postcard tier, make sure you email me and let me know what your address is so I know where to send it. And with that, the biggest thank you in the whole wide world goes to Hula Chowdown, Amanda Shannon, Christy Taylor, Elizabeth Wyatt, Nitty Dragon, Leanne, Meredith Nakata, Ryan Mew, Sheila Tapia, Willow Raymond, Alice W., Boris Geller, Caroline Reed, Daniel Urena, Heidi Ha, Jacqueline Nutton, Kim Cartwright, Maddie Darley, Marley Fletcher, Ray, Tuesday the 13th, Turd Ferguson, Martine Hubert, Fallon Lowry, Hannah, Little Birdie, Miss Blue, Mira S.I.K., Blazed Goddess, Carrie K., Vegan Chicky Nuggy, Love to Be Evil, Natalie Scott, Colin F., The Best Elephant, Jessica Billhart, Laura Jensen, Mitchie84, Jess Kronfeld, Emion, and Auntie Lou, and to the rest of my fabulous financial supporters, thank you so much for being here and being you. And even if you're not a financial supporter, thank you for making it to the end of this video, because YouTube loves watch time. There's probably still going to be more parts to this, so thank you for continuing to watch this little New Year's kickoff series I've been doing. It's just so interesting, I can't not cover the whole damn thing. Keep making waves, babes. I'll smell you all later. Mummy tsunami out.